This video is going to talk about powers, or as we call them, exponents. This is going to touch on the beginning of the topic. So remember that multiplication is a short form for repeated addition. So when you see 5 times 3, as you can see right here, what that actually means is 5 groups of 3 things, or 3 being added 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how you combine addition so that you don't have to keep adding a whole bunch of numbers over and over and over again. You can also combine multiplication into something a little bit more concise, and we do that using exponents. Here is 3 to the 5th power. You can see 3 right here is the big number. That's the number that you're going to be repeating. The number 5, the little number that's up on the top right corner, that's how many times you're going to see the number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this says you're going to see the number 3 5 times. We could also figure out what the answer to this is by multiplying 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. So I'd like you to take a minute and write the repeated multiplication. For example, you might see 2 to the 3rd power. That means you're going to see the number 2 3 times. So that would be 2 times 2 times 2. Pause the video, try these on your own, and when you come back, we'll talk about it. Welcome back. So for letter B, you would have gotten 3 times 3. You see the number 3 2 times. For number C, you see the number 2 4 times. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. You might have used the symbol X to show the multiplication, but because variables are becoming more of a thing, I'm going to use the dots. You can also use no sign if you put parentheses around each and every number. I don't like that because the parentheses end up looking like ones. For letter D, 5 to the 3rd power, you see the number 5 3 times. Put multiplication signs in between. For letter E, 10 times 10. Letter F, I see the number 7 4 times. Letter G, I see the number 4 5 times. Letter H, I see the number 0 4 times. Fun fact, doesn't matter how many times I see the number 0. 0 times 0 times 0 times however many times is always going to be 0. But you knew that. 1,000 times 4. I'm going to see the number 1,000. Probably written neater than that on your notebook. 4 times. So the short form notation for repeated multiplication is called a power. The little number is called the exponent, and we're going to get to that momentarily. They want you to write these numbers as a power. So, for example, in letter A, I see the number 2 5 times. So that's 2 to the 5th power. Go ahead, pause the video, try the rest, and when you come back, we'll talk about it. Welcome back. Letter B, 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 is 3 to the 4th power. Letter C, 10 to the 3rd power. Letter D, 1 to the 2nd power. Letter bonus is 1,000,000. I don't know why sometimes it doesn't, whatever. To the 5th power. Make sure that power, that exponent is up in the top right corner. You don't want to confuse it for a whole number. So 3 is called the base. That's what's on, that's the regular number. 5 is called the exponent. That's the little guide number that's up in the corner that tells you how many times you're going to see the base. So let's try saying what the base number is here. Spoilers, it's always the big number. So the base in number A is 2, the base in B is 7, the base in C is 4, 6, 10, 8, and 9. What would the exponent be? The exponent is always going to be the little number up on the right. 3, 2, 5, 4, 8, 9, and 1. We can also solve these, and I believe that's what we're going to talk about next. When you see 2 to the 5th power, what that means is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 16 times 2 is 32, which is your final answer. Personally, I don't like writing it this way. I tend to lose track of how things go. So instead, what I will do is I will write out the numbers and I will solve it just like a PEMDAS problem. 2 times 2 is 4. I also happen to know that 2 times 2 is 4. Maybe I do 2 steps here. Maybe that's too much for you. Whichever works. 4 times 4 is 16. And now I have 16 times 2, which is 32. So they want you to solve all of these. I can look at these to save paper, well, not to save paper, to save space. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to start solving these on your own, and when you come back, I'll walk you through it. Welcome back. So for letter A, that would be 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27. Letter B is a bunch of 2's, 2 to the 4th power, which means I'll see the number 2 4 times. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. With 2's, it can be easy to do this, but it's also easy to lose track. So it's important to make sure that you're showing your work. Letter C, 10 to the 3rd power, 10 times 10 times 10. 10 times 10 is 100, times 10 is 1,000. Letter D, 5 to the 3rd power, 5 times 5 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25, times 5. 5 quarters is worth 125 cents, or $1.25. 1 to the 4th power, doesn't matter how many times I'm multiplying the number 1, it's still going to be 1. 0 to the 5th power, doesn't matter how many times I multiply 0, it's still going to be 0. If you choose to be reviewing some of these slides and going ahead and pausing on each one of these slides so you can look, you are more than welcome. But for today's lesson, this is going to be enough right now. These slides would be a little bit of a bonus to push you further. Have a fantastic day.